One thing I knew once the concert was done that I wanted to do was to take this and turn it into this. Come with me, I'm going to show you how to do it. Sewing machine not pictured, but you will need a sewing machine. You'll need 1-inch strapping. This is strap material. You can get it from a bunch of different places. I will link below. This is a set of specific pliers to set these keychain ends. I will link these as well. Glue, optional, but recommended just to make sure that this is all nice and secure. You're going to need a lighter. This is my handy dandy lighter. Okay, if yours came with a light, you're going to take that off. It'll just slide right out. Boom. So now you just have your bracelet. It's wrinkly, so we are going to iron it. I have a cloth just that I'm going to use to make sure that I don't harm the material, because really we only get one shot at this. So towards the end here, where it's a little less, precious, I'm just going to test it. A-okay. Steam works best. Boom. Nice and pretty. If for some reason you want this a shorter length, now is when you would cut that. We're going to take our black strapping and we're going to measure it just about the same length as our bracelet. And here's where the lighter comes into play. This is going to fray. This is polyester. You can get a cotton one. If you get a cotton one, you don't need to do this. But since you probably need these, which are clips, Wonder clips or just sewing clips. I think it's better to use these than pins. We're not putting damage on our precious cargo. You could glue it down. I don't recommend that. I don't think you need to. Now we have our tour ribbon on top of our strapping, so it's a little not quite 1 inch wide, so we have that kind of nice overlap that looks really decorative. So now we're going to go to the sewing machine. It can be called a bunch of different things. I call it a ditch foot. It is a sewing machine foot that has a little ridge on the bottom of it. And I'm going to use that and align it with the side of the yellow ribbon. I'm using black thread because I want the contrast. And you're going to change some settings on your sewing machine before you start. You might not have a digital screen machine, and if you don't, the settings are about the same. You just have to find them, and you might have to tune them slightly differently. So you're going to want to make the stitch length bigger. I'm going to use a 3. And then I'm going to justify this over, and I'll have to look on the machine. And when I say justify it, I mean I'm going to move the needle position. You'll see it moving up here over to the left so that the foot, there's that ridge, right? The ridge is going to sit next to the ribbon, and that way you guide it next to the ribbon. And then you're going to move the needle over into this hole so that it makes that nice top stitch edge. Line up the edge of the foot with the edge of the yellow, approximately how close it is. So you have that kind of top stitch. And that, if you look down, will give you enough that it doesn't bump into the words on the bracelet. So now you're going to very carefully do one stitch and make sure that it's the top stitch length you want. So we're going to make sure the black stays relatively even. If you don't have this foot, you can just do the best you can with your regular foot and line it up using a clear foot. That'll help you as well. Square it off on the bottom, because if you have any kind of puckering on the side, this is where it's going to show. So you're going to square this one off at the bottom as well, just to make sure it's attached to the whole of the strapping. We're set. We've got a keychain. Well, almost. Cut off the threads at the end. So now what we're going to do is we're going to insert it into this keychain. We're going to do this method first. You can get kits with or without pliers. If you don't have the pliers, that's okay. You can use like a hammer or a different set of pliers. Just make sure that there's some sort of protection on them, that it doesn't damage the end. It's really that simple, right? So you like this, and you're gonna just make sure it's where you want it, right? Lined up. One side has teeth, and you're gonna wanna make sure that those are kind of securely in a place where it's gonna catch. Now here's where the glue comes in. If you want to put a dot of glue in here, just to be sure, Just know that it's gonna make your insertion time a little bit tighter here. So you're gonna wanna put this on, make sure everything's even, and then you're gonna squeeze it together. And since I put the glue in here, I'm gonna hold it tight about 30 seconds or so. And when it's done, you have your brand new keychain. You can put keychains, bracelets from the tour, anything you want. And I hope to see all of the good work that you all do. Please post in the comments and share how your experience went. If you have any questions or comments, or if you are not crafty and you still want this for your bracelet and you don't have a sewing machine, you don't feel like getting the materials, there will also be a link in the description of this video that gives you the ability to reach out to me and have me make your bracelet for you. No need though, unless you really want to, or really don't want to rather, you can make your own pretty easily as long as you have the tools and equipment. So thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully I'll catch you at the Last of the Bugs tour. Bye.